What is quacking, everybody? So 3D Kirby. We got Kirby a couple years ago. We got Kirby in the Forgotten Land, which was such an amazing game. The environment was super pretty. The unique level design was amazing. Finding the secrets was probably one of my favorite parts of the levels because they were hidden. Some of them were hidden pretty decently and was very fun to explore these levels. Similar to the levels were similar to the Mario 3D World style games, so that was really nice to just kind of have that, but like in Kirby's coat of paint, and it felt very unique to Kirby and Kirby's abilities, like how Mario games are like really adjusted to Mario. Those definitely felt very good for the Kirby game. And also all of the bosses were really unique. I think my favorite part was probably the boss fights were so good. Like the cat was pretty fun even though it was easy. Both DDD fights were amazing. The giant tree was pretty goofy and fun. I hated that armadillo thing. That thing was ugly and very annoying to fight during challenge runs because it would just roll around. And also the gorilla was pretty cool too and pretty fun to fight as well. Also the story was honestly very great. Having this like post-apocalyptic, Earth basically, and you're there from that extra dimensional being. So it's not just like here's DDD. It's just like you're here. Here's this giant big bad, and the final boss fight was really amazing, and I really enjoyed the final boss fight. Like it felt like Kirby had to step up his game, and the ending when you're like, I think it's like a giant train or something or a truck, and you're just driving towards the end. That was such a triumphant moment, just driving towards the end. That was such a thrilling moment, and especially when you're beating these Kirby games with challenge runs like I did a couple challenge runs. I did no hit and I did without power-ups, and it just felt so good to just drive all the way up to that boss and just finish the run because like, oh, I just did that. Even though Kirby games are still fairly easy, Forgotten Lands felt a little bit more harder than other Kirby games. I would say probably the most annoying one was doing it without power-ups because the amount of damage you do is so minimal that it's like, wow, I can't wait to spend the next like 20 to 30 minutes killing this boss. It's so great. So Kirby in the Forgotten Land was just overall just a huge bundle of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And as fun as it was, I'm really hoping for the next 3D Kirby game on the new console. Hopefully we get it relatively soon. I know Hal loves cooking with Kirby, and they even stated it as well. Hal stated that, they're eager to make another one. They want to come back and get another Kirby game in, and they're going to continue to explore 3D Kirby. And they even said how Kirby still has unlimited potential. So honestly, I think it's super huge that a development team is jazzercised about pushing their IPs and how excited they are about 3D Kirby. And honestly, like, you can say what you want about the Kirby games. They're too easy, they're a little simplistic or whatever. Say what you want, but if the development team behind these games is like excited about their games and really eager to just keep making these games, then the games are still going to come out good, whether they're easy or not. Like Kirby in the Forgotten Land, if you just play it through casually and normally, it is a fairly easy experience, but it's a great experience. It's just so nice. It's so fun casual. Like, just doing it normally is just so good, and it's so fun. So I think that's like the magic that is needed, is like developer love. Even if the game's easy, it's still super fun. And fortunately, I was very curious to see if, hey, are we gonna get one soon? Are they doing something? Like, is there any news? Because obviously they said they're eager to make one, all this other thing. So obviously they are making one of them. Like, is there any update? And currently right now, I found that there was an article earlier in the year hiring for a Kirby game. So we do have some form of confirmation that another one is currently in the works and will probably come out with a new Nintendo console, which would be fantastic. I think it's probably going to come out in maybe the second to third year because the Kirby and Forgotten Land's only two years old. If they do keep the same template and engine, however, I think that might reduce game time because obviously, if they're just using the same engine and they don't have to port any models or whatever, they just have to add new things, then it's going to be super easy to just, pump out another 3D Kirby game very soon. And because this is Kirby's first 3D adventure, I don't really think they have to change up too much. I think they could probably give us more of the same in this new game. Maybe add a new, like, they're probably gonna add a new unique mechanic, because, you know, it's a Nintendo game. Nintendo wants innovation every single game. So instead of probably, like, you know, sucking up a giant refrigerator, or I think it was a vending machine and you shoot the soda cans, hopefully it's, you know, something like really cool as well. I mean, it's Kirby. It's probably gonna be, you know, putting something in your mouth and then spitting it back out, or doing something wacky with Kirby sucking things. But who knows what it's gonna be. But I'm just definitely excited for, you know, another like unique, more 3D Kirby levels. And I feel like maybe Kirby could probably adopt the more Super Mario 3D World aspect of its level design, because Mario Odyssey, it felt like a cross between like an open world game and a linear game. Like each kingdom was like big and vast, but like it still felt kind of like linear in some aspects, getting things. Like it was just like a, you know, just a themed level that was really big, similar to like Dragon Age Origins, where Dragon Age Origins is like kind of linear, but you can go to these different areas and like explore in their big areas and do different things. So I think that's probably the direction Mario 3D Marios are probably going to go into, is just big open areas with like, you know, unique ways to get the collectibles. Because like you could look at like, you know, Mario 64, which it did have levels, and the levels were like a little bit big kind of, and you can just run around in them. And then same thing with Sunshine, you can go into the different like levels as well. Galaxy, same as well, open like levels. But then with Odyssey, it's just like, oh, these big, you know, 3D worlds. So hopefully Kirby, I think Kirby could take up the mantle of the Mario 3D World level design, and I think that'd be pretty cool as well. I don't expect Kirby to go like the ways of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, where it's just like Kirby running around in this vast world. It would be cool, but I think that'd be a little bit too overwhelming and too much of a harsh transition in my opinion. But definitely this version of 3D Kirby can be iterated upon a lot more, and I think it's going to be great. Honestly, I just can't praise how much, you know, the next 3D Kirby is going to be amazing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be amazing. We can always hope for that. Honestly, I really don't know what I could possibly ask for the future 3D Kirbys, honestly. Like, I really can't think of anything besides just, like, maybe more levels. Because, to be fair, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands did feel a little bit short, in my opinion. Like, it kind of just, like, felt short. It felt great, but it felt a little short. There was the post-game as well, where you, like, replay some of the levels with, you know, changed mechanics, and you need, like, upgraded abilities and stuff. And that was pretty cool as well. I think definitely I want that to come back, because that was very fun to play as well. But overall, I think the only thing I really could ask for is a co-op experience similar to Kirby Star Allies. I think the story would probably have to, you know, revolve around that in some way, and definitely, you know, mechanics would revolve around that as well. But I think if it like fits the niche of that, you know, Mario 3D World level design, I don't think it'd be too bad to be able to implement like a multiplayer feature where it's just like, oh, now you're like Bandana D or something like that as the other player. Or maybe just like, I know like Kirby Star Allies, you have to play as like the different, you know, characters and only have their singular power up. But maybe like they make the story just like, oh, Kirby got like, you know, obliterated. Now there's like a bunch of little Kirbys or something like that. I think it'd be nice to like, you know, be able to swap. If you're playing co-op, play as like another Kirby. I think that'd be pretty fun. Maybe it doesn't have to revolve around the story though. Maybe it's just like, oh, co-op things. Well, there's just another Kirby, because that's kind of like what Mario 3D World is as well. I know I'm making a lot of comparisons to Mario 3D World because that's how it feels. But like, you know, when you play Mario 3D World, it's just like, oh, like every character is basically could just beat the game. Like there's no really like rhyme or reason besides like, you know, Peach is there with you, you know, for story reasons. But like besides that, it's just like I don't see why we couldn't just, you know, have multiple Kirbys and then just, you know, maybe just have like the cutscenes just only show the one Kirby, and then everyone could just make jokes like, ah, I'm not there with you. Ah, you did it all by yourself, even though I carried you through this level. So the only thing I could ask for is probably co-op. But Kirby and the Forgotten Land was honestly a very, very fun experience, and I'm very eager to see what HAL Labs comes up with next for the next Kirby game. But let me know how you feel about Kirby. Let let me know your fun experiences with Kirby in the Forgotten Land. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace. Bye.